what's up, YouTube fans? Coming to you guys today with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're getting straight into it. I was actually editing other videos, and this just came up to me, and I thought about it. And then I really thought about it, and Hashirama is involved in a pretty major plot hole when it comes to the scaling and leveling of characters in Naruto. Obviously, we know that Naruto is the strongest character in the entire series, save for Ashura and Indra, and then the original Sage and Hamura. But obviously those characters are pre-series, and actually, aside from maybe one fight of Hagoromo, they're pretty much not even mentioned in the manga. But Naruto is the strongest character in the manga. It is literally his manga. He is the head character. We know he has Baryon mode. We know he has the Nine Tails. We know he's a perfect sage, yin yang release, literally all of that good stuff. But his primary source of power comes from the Nine Tails and his ability to be a perfect KCM with Kurama. And then that had me thinking, yes, he does have access to other things. He does not ever use the truth-seeking orbs ever again after his fight with Kaguya, so those can't really be mentioned. And he doesn't really use the yang, or I believe he had the yin release, can't even remember, after that initial fight with Kaguya. He does have other means of defeating enemies beyond Kurama, even though the Boruto anime would tell you otherwise, since in the Boruto anime he pretty much only has Sage mode. But it has always pretty much been implied that the strongest thing about Naruto is his link with Kurama and his ability to use the Nine Tails Jinchuriki chakra as his own. Now, the giant plot hole, if you haven't already figured out where I'm going with this, is yes, he is implied to be, and pretty much stated outright, not even implied, to be stronger than Hashirama. But one of the major things to Hashirama was that his Senju DNA was able to suppress every tailed beast and pretty much make them his own without being a Jinchuriki. He didn't need to be a Jinchuriki, he just was able to suppress them and then subdue them. Now, you can say that obviously a Jinchuriki is much weaker than when they are not in their human form. When they're just a Kyuubi by themselves, they are pretty much stated to be way weaker, because the Jinchuriki body makes it to where their power is refined into a more dominant form, and that's how they're much stronger as a Jinchuriki. But at the same time, we know that Kurama, that's pretty much irrelevant once you talk about specifically Kurama, because Kurama, being the genius fighter that he is, he gets stronger with Naruto at the helm, but not that much, because Kurama is literally a genius master tactician and fighter in his own right. Unlike an idiot, maybe Gyuki. Gyuki is a bad example, but the Two Tails, or even Shukaku, the One Tails, where they're not necessarily idiots, but they're not anywhere near as smart as Kurama. The reason I'm stating that this is a plot hole is because this pretty much directly references Hashirama, and if you don't consider that, then that means he should be able to subdue Naruto's biggest asset, which is Kurama. Now, we saw this with the Yamato arc, where he was training on the bridge, and Yamato had to sit there in that same stance with the necklace of the first Hokage's wife and pretty much subdue Naruto, so that way he didn't transform into the Three Tails, I believe it was at the time. But that panel alone should be able to state that it has been shown that Naruto in Jinchuriki form, his chakra has been able to be controlled to a certain extent to somebody that is much weaker than Hashirama. So the plot hole lies within where Hashirama can essentially control the Nine Tails. It's not a Mangekyo control over it. Like I said, his power just subdues the Nine Tails chakra, and then he's able to fight the person, but he still has to be strong enough to fight. But now we're talking about the god of Shinobi, who pretty much, outside of all Hack's abilities, has been confirmed to be the strongest person in the show. The only other people that are stronger than Hashirama have done so by having unnatural means, like Madara, who had to get Hashirama cells to even be able to access the Rinnegan and do all of the busted things that the Rinnegan can do. But natural power, there is nobody above Hashirama, except for obviously maybe Hagoromo, but again, we're not talking about him. So we're talking about the effective, strongest non-hacks person in the show who has an ability to subdue the Nine Tails. Now, again, there's probably one panel that I'm completely missing and not thinking of, but this just was always a major plot hole to me. I don't understand how Kishimoto implemented and showed that there was a guy, a god among men, that could literally subdue the Nine Tails and all the tailed beasts into submission without the help of anything. But now there's a Jinchuriki that is apparently much stronger than him, even though Hashirama literally, if you think about it, could possibly get him out of KCM mode just from his chakra control with Kurama. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this. Maybe, again, I said there's probably a key element that I missed in the story, but that's always been just a gigantic plot hole to me. I don't understand. If anybody wants to clarify this, feel free to leave it as a comment in the comment section below. Again, I'm pretty sure there's probably something that I am missing, but this has not been the first time where Kishimoto put in major plot holes that made you really think about it. But again, you got to think about it. He can subdue the Nine Tails by himself and all the other tailed beasts, and the Nine Tails can be suppressed in the Jinchuriki form as shown by Yamato. So I don't see how the master who originally had the necklace that Yamato had cannot do the same exact thing to a KCM form and then just win the fight outright from then. Obviously, Naruto is faster and he is stronger. He doesn't have bigger chakra reserves, and he doesn't have the regeneration factor. He also doesn't need Hashirama cells since he has his own regeneration factor thanks to Kurama. But again, like I said, maybe there's just something I'm missing. Anyways, if you guys liked the video, leave a like, share the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next versus battle.